Everything your doctor told you about aging after 75 is incomplete, and new research from Stanford and Johns Hopkins is now proving it. For decades, the medical establishment has told people in their 70s and 80s to slow down, accept the changes, manage the decline. But what if that advice is missing the most important part? What if the things keeping you sharp, strong, and independent at 75, 80, even 85 years old are not the things your doctor mentioned, but simple daily habits that most people your age have quietly abandoned? A landmark study from Stanford Center on longevity followed over 4,200 adults between 70 and 90 for 12 years. Those who maintained just 4 or more of these specific daily habits were 61% less likely to experience accelerated functional decline, the rapid loss of independence that sends seniors into assisted living far earlier than necessary. That is the difference between living on your own terms and living on someone else's schedule. The number one habit on this list is something almost no one talks about. It has nothing to do with diet or exercise in the traditional sense. Most cardiologists don't even bring it up. But research from Johns Hopkins suggests it may be the single greatest predictor of independence after 75. Stay with me until the end, because that one could genuinely change how you approach the rest of your life. Before we go further, drop your age in the comments right now and tell me which of these habits you think you already have. I read every single comment personally. This community means everything to me. I'm Dr. Gerald Mark, and I have watched enough people in their late 70s and 80s maintain genuine independence while their peers around them lose it, that I know exactly what the difference is. Your body after 75 is not broken, it is recalibrating. Your muscles lose their sensitivity to the signals that build them back up. Your brain produces roughly 70% less melatonin than it did at 30. Your thirst signals become significantly blunted. Your kidneys lose about 40% of their filtering efficiency. But here is what most people do not understand. Your body at 75 is also far more responsive to deliberate stimulus than people think. It does not lose the capacity to adapt. It loses the stimulus that tells it to adapt. The 6 habits I am about to share with you are 6 specific daily stimuli telling your aging body, keep building, keep thinking, keep connecting, keep moving. That changes everything. Number 6, strategic hydration with electrolytes. After 75, your kidneys lose 40% of their filtering efficiency, and your thirst signals become blunted. You stop feeling thirsty even when severely dehydrated. The brain is 75% water. Even a 2% drop in hydration causes measurable cognitive impairment. Research from the European Journal of Nutrition involving 3,500 adults over 70 found that those maintaining consistent daily hydration above 1.8 liters showed 38% lower rates of infections, 29% reduction in falls, and significantly better memory. Eleanor, 81, from Tucson, came to see me complaining of afternoon brain fog, so thick she could barely think. She was experiencing dizziness when she stood up. Her thinking felt wrapped in cotton. When I asked about her hydration, she realized she rarely drank water deliberately. We made one change, 12 to 16 ounces of water first thing in the morning with a pinch of sea salt. 6 weeks later, Eleanor said it felt like someone had cleaned the windows of her mind. Her afternoon fog had lifted. Her balance improved. She felt sharp again. Tomorrow morning, before anything else, drink 16 ounces of water with sea salt, then a glass with each meal and mid-afternoon. The sea salt signals your kidneys to retain what you drink. Without it, plain water passes through too quickly and is not fully absorbed into your cells where it is actually needed. Number 5, resistance movement twice per week. After 75, your muscles develop anabolic resistance-reduced ability to respond to exercise signals. You need more stimulus to maintain muscle. Sarcopenia, progressive muscle loss, is linked to 47% increased risk of falls and 53% higher likelihood of being unable to perform basic tasks within 5 years. A tough study found that adults 75 to 85 doing twice-weekly resistance training showed 37% increase in leg strength and 28% improvement in balance in just 10 weeks. Franklin, 78, from Greenville, had lost nearly 18 pounds of muscle over a year. His grip strength was in the bottom 15th percentile for his age group. He was declining. We restructured his life around twice-weekly resistance training timed with protein meals. Within 12 weeks, he had regained 11 pounds of lean mass. Then came the moment that made everything real for him. He carried all his own groceries from the car for the first time in 2 years. He had the strength again, and more importantly, he had the confidence that his body could do what he asked it to do. 2 to 3 times per week, 20 to 30 minutes. Use resistance bands or light weights, focusing on legs and hips. Perform resistance within 30 minutes of consuming 25 to 30 grams of protein. The anabolic window is shorter at your age. Timing is essential. Number 4. Consistent sleep on a fixed schedule. Your brain produces 70% less melatonin than at 30. Your deep sleep decreases 80% from your 30s, when human growth hormone is released for cellular repair. A UC Berkeley study found adults over 70 with disrupted sleep showed 68% higher accumulation of amyloid plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease. Vivian, 76, from Sacramento, came to see me exhausted despite spending 8 hours in bed every night. Her sleep was fragmented and inconsistent, never restoring. We changed the consistency and the environment. A fixed 30-minute sleep window every single night, including weekends. Her bedroom temperature dropped to 66 degrees. 10 minutes of slow diaphragmatic breathing before bed. 8 weeks later, her morning energy had changed so dramatically that her husband thought she had started a new medication. She had simply given her body the rhythm and the conditions it desperately needed to actually restore itself. Set a bedtime window and wake time, and keep both consistent 7 days a week. Keep your bedroom at 65 to 68 degrees. Avoid screens for 60 minutes before bed. Pair sleep schedule with 10 minutes of slow diaphragmatic breathing. This reduces nighttime cortisol by up to 22%. Number 3. Deliberate distributed protein intake. After 75, you need 50 to 75% more protein per pound of body weight than a 30-year-old, but your muscles can only use 35 to 40 grams per sitting. Spread it across 3 meals. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults 70 to 85 consuming 1.2 grams per kilogram daily, distributed across 3 meals, had 41% lower hospitalization rates from falls. Bernard, 79, from Albuquerque, came to see me describing whole body weakness. He was eating 2 meals daily, both low in protein, maybe 40 grams total per day. His body had no signal to maintain itself. We restructured to 25 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Within 10 weeks, his strength scores had improved measurably. He told me his body felt like it had woken back up. He had energy again. Movement felt possible again. At your next meal, aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein, roughly a palm-sized piece of chicken, fish or beef, 3 eggs, or 1 cup of legumes. Pair protein with vitamin C, an orange or bell pepper. Vitamin C enables collagen synthesis that keeps connective tissue and joints strong. Think about someone in your life, a parent, spouse, friend who declined faster than they should have. Leave their initials in the comments. Just initials. Let's acknowledge that this information could have changed things for them, and that it still can for you. And we are almost at number 1. The habit fewer than 12% of adults over 75 maintain, and the one Johns Hopkins researchers have called the most underutilized longevity intervention available without a prescription. Stay with me. Number 2. Daily intentional social engagement. A Brigham Young University study of 300,000 adults found chronic social isolation carries mortality risk equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes per day. For adults over 75, loneliness accelerates cognitive decline by 64% and increases dementia risk by 41%. Meaningful conversation triggers oxytocin release, which suppresses cortisol, reduces inflammation, and activates the prefrontal cortex. Constance, 83, from Savannah, lost her husband of 51 years and withdrew almost completely from social life. 8 months later, her daughter brought her to see me. Something had changed in her mother's thinking. She was forgetting things. When I ran cognitive assessments, the decline was measurable. This was not normal grief. This was cognitive decline, accelerated by prolonged isolation. We built her a social schedule, a weekly book club, a daily phone call rotating through family and friends, and a twice-weekly volunteer shift at her local library. 8 months later, Constance's cognitive scores had returned to near baseline. Her thinking had cleared. Her personality had returned. She told me, "I did not realize my mind needed people the way my heart did." Aim for at least one meaningful in-person interaction daily. Not passive presence, active thinking, responding, laughing, disagreeing. Pair social engagement with movement, walk with a friend, exercise class, gardening together. This amplifies BDNF, brain fertilizer, significantly more than either alone. Number 1. Daily purposeful cognitive challenge. After 75, your brain relies on established pathways and resists building new ones, conserving metabolic energy. Cognitive reserve, your brain's resilience buffer, can still be built at 80 and 85. The University of Edinburgh's Lothian birth cohort study found that adults engaging in novel cognitive activities 30 minutes daily showed 47% slower brain atrophy and were 38% less likely to receive dementia diagnosis over the following decade. Learning a language delays dementia by 4.5 years. Arthur, 77, from Columbus, retired from 35 years as a structural engineer. For 3 years into retirement, with no cognitive challenge, he did very little that genuinely challenged his mind. He came to see me, noticing difficulty recalling names and following complex conversations. One prescription: learn something genuinely new and do it every single day. He chose woodworking, something he had never done. 18 months later, he had built 4 pieces of furniture and joined a local woodworking guild. When I ran his follow-up cognitive assessments, something remarkable had happened: improvement in 4 of 6 measured domains. At 77, Arthur's brain had proven it could still grow. He told me, "I forgot that my brain could still do new things." Once I remembered, everything changed. Choose one genuinely new skill. Spend 20 to 30 minutes daily, actively learning it. The struggle is where the benefit lives. Pair with omega-3 fatty acids, salmon, sardines, or fish oil supplements containing DHA. This helps your brain absorb the benefit of what you're learning. These 6 habits: hydration, resistance movement, consistent sleep, distributed protein, daily social connection, and novel cognitive challenge are signals telling your aging body you are still building, still growing. Your body at 80, at 85, still knows how to respond. Most people your age will scroll past this. But you watched it all. You are genuinely different now. You have a map. You know what separates thriving from merely surviving. This community is one of the most thoughtful and engaged groups of people I have ever had the privilege of being part of, and that is entirely because of you. The people watching this video right now are not the people who gave up. You are the ones still fighting for the next decade of your life, still showing up, still learning, and I am genuinely honored to be part of that fight with you. I want to close with something I mean from the deepest place in my practice. I have sat across from enough people in their late 70s and 80s to know that this period of life is too often treated as a countdown rather than a continuation. The research I have shared with you today points to something that medicine is only beginning to fully appreciate: that the body and mind, at 75, at 80, at 85, retain a remarkable capacity for resilience. The 6 habits we discussed today are not about turning back the clock. They are about making the most extraordinary possible use of the time you still have. They are about driving yourself to your own appointments, remembering your grandchildren's names without being reminded, carrying your own groceries, climbing stairs without thinking about it, laughing until your eyes water at dinner with someone who matters, being the person your family reaches out to because you are still sharp, still present, still fully yourself. That is what independence looks like at your age. That is what quality of life means. And I promise you, I have seen it with my own eyes in people who were told there was nothing left to optimize. It is never, ever too late to begin. If you are not already subscribed to The Healthy Habit, please do that right now. Turn on notifications. Every week, I bring research-backed information for people in this season of life. Before you go, leave a comment and tell me 2 things. Which of these 6 habits are you already doing consistently? And which one are you committing to start this week? A commitment made publicly is a commitment that sticks. Small habits, done consistently, are the most powerful medicine your body will ever receive. I'm Dr. Gerald Mark. Build one healthy habit today, and I'll see you in the next one. Everything I have shared today is for general informational purposes only, based on published research and clinical observation. It is not a personal diagnosis, and it is not a substitute for care from your own doctor. Please consult your physician or a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your medications, diet, supplements, or health routine.